I am no talent red mage, and I must ask you a question of utmost importance. Are you a bad enough dude to save the president? This is Bad Dudes for the NES, a port of an arcade game with a slightly more cheesy name. You play as two random buff dudes in tank tops, and you fight ninjas, cyborgs, and all other manner of nonsense to save what I can only guess is Ronald Reagan. At least it looks like a decent representation of him. And here's the part where I get all the downvotes. Despite the premise and 80s cheese factor, the best way I can describe Bad Dudes is Double Dragon, but with 1/4 the budget. Yes, I know, I just committed the cardinal sin of shitting on a classic, right? Truth be told, I never played this game as a kid. It didn't even pop up on rental. But I did play both Battletoads and Double Dragon, and then Battletoads and Double Dragon, and they're both superior games. Honestly, it really only comes down to a couple minor flaws that keep this gem from being at least above average. The first of which is a broken hit detection system. Enemies will occasionally flat out phase through you, causing damage, and the great ninjas you may as well just eat the throwing star most of the time, as jumping over them will still register the hit on you more often than not. Speaking of, expect to see the standard blue and gray ninjas comprise about 80% of all the enemies in the game. The game has a significant problem with enemy variety. There are a few others, but they basically just run into you and do nothing else. The next big issue is how stiff your characters actually feel, compared to how fast everything else is moving. It pretty much dictates the playstyle of move forward while punching and or kicking and ducking as your default, since you lack most forms of mobility. Yes, I know, you can just spin kick all the time, but when a game artificially limits your playstyle by poor design, I count that as a negative. Also, they swapped the jump and attack buttons for some reason. It's kind of a minor nitpick, but it is there. Lastly, it is short. About 2 hours tops once you get used to it. But expect to die a lot starting out as you get your health whittled down by clumsy hit detection. There is a decent game in here, for what it's worth. And there are ROM hacks out there that fix some or most of these problems that I mentioned earlier. But taken as is, it feels like a very cut down discount bargain bin Double Dragon. Well, at least we have bad voice compression for this, I guess.
I'm bad.
Oh my god, that cheese. Anyways, I am no talent raid mage. I'll see you next time.